On the 16th of August 2009, the world watched in amazement as a young man named Usain Bolt broke the 100-meter world record at Berlin's World Athletics Championship. He was sublime in the race. People were amazed at the speed, and the world celebrated it like an event. You see, for most people, success is an event. But for the young man himself involved, it was not an event. It was a series of actions taken over a long period of time, culminating in that success. Hello, welcome to Secrets to Success podcast. My name is Maxwell Abeiku Macmillan, your Christian success coach. So like I was saying, success is not an event. Success is a process. You see, the secret of your success is in your everyday routine. The things that you're doing on a daily basis, they are taking you towards success or failure, whether you know it or not. Jesus had a set of success habits he practiced on a daily basis, on a consistent basis. The Bible says that he woke up a great time before daybreak to pray. A great time before daybreak to pray. Now notice that the disciples did not ask Jesus to teach them how to do miracles. They asked him to show them how to pray, because they must have connected his prayer life with the success he was having in his ministry. So the Bible says that he taught them how to pray. He woke up a great time before daybreak to pray. Now, because he was in the flesh, he understood the fact that he had limitations. After all, he was not omnipresent. He was not present everywhere. So because of that weakness, he understood that he needed to connect with his Father consistently. So the Bible says that he woke up a great time before daybreak to pray. That was his number one success habit. Number two success habits that Jesus had. The Bible says that they used to go to the temple daily back then. They would go to the temple daily. On one particular occasion, Jesus opened the Bible to the book of Isaiah 60, and he read from the book. And the Bible says, as was his custom. As was his custom. That means that as was his habit. So Jesus practiced reading from the word as a habit. He practiced reading from the word as a habit. Another success habit of Jesus, there was a time when a person demonized was brought to the disciples. They couldn't cast the demon out. And then when they brought the person to Jesus, Jesus cast the demon out. And then what happened was that Jesus told the disciples that this type goeth not out except by fasting and prayer. Question is, was Jesus saying that when you encounter such a problem, go and fast and come and cast out the demon? Certainly not. What he was saying was that you ought to have fasted already. In other words, Jesus was advocating a fasted life, living a life with fasting as a habit. So we can see from these three examples that Jesus practiced success habits. He practiced success habits. You see, the truth of the matter is that every successful person you know has a bunch of success habits they practice on a consistent basis. A lot of times we talk about somebody being an overnight success, but by the time you look into the person's life deeply, you would notice that it is a series of actions taken over a long period of time, culminating in that particular success event that people are talking about. Another example from the Bible is from Daniel. The Bible talked about the fact that Daniel succeeded in the lions den. In other words, the lions could not kill him, even though he was thrown in when the lions were hungry. The reason why the lions could not kill him, and we celebrate that, we talk about that as if that was all it was, like it was an event or something. But for Daniel himself, the Bible says that he opened his window towards Jerusalem 3 times every day to pray. That was Daniel's success habit that undergirded that success that he had in the lion's den. If you celebrate the lion's den victory without talking about the fact that he used to open his window toward Jerusalem 3 times a day to pray, then you didn't really get the crux of the matter. People overlook the fact that he opened his window towards Jerusalem 3 times a day to pray. That was the success habit of Daniel that brought about that particular victory. So every successful person you see has a success habit, a bunch of success habits that they practice on a consistent basis that has brought them where you see them today. Now, with Usain Bolt, for instance, he didn't start running during the time we saw him in Berlin. He actually won junior championships from the time he was 16 years old. Even before he turned 16, he had been running and running and running. So whilst people would sleep, he would wake up at dawn to train. There would be times when, because of where he was going, there were things he didn't eat. There were places he didn't go. There were people he didn't associate with. He practiced a set of success habits that culminated in breaking the world record. Now, another person I would like to give as an example is Warren Buffett. He is one of the most successful people in the world today. As a matter of fact, he is the world's oldest CEO at 94. Now, at 94, he's still succeeding because what a lot of people do not know, he's worth over $100 billion. What a lot of people do not know is that Warren Buffett reads between 5 to 6 hours daily. Every day, he reads from the Financial Times, he reads books, he reads things that are connected to what he does. As a result of that, at 94, his mind is still sharp. He is still on top of his game. He is still able to do all the things that he used to do when he was even much younger. So you cannot talk about his success without talking about the fact that he reads 5 to 6 hours on a daily basis. You see, the truth of the matter is that if you want to become a successful person in life, you must have a set of success habits that you are using to undergird yourself as to where you are going. Because eventually, your habits will become your character. Your character will then decide your destiny. So if you are able to build success habits into your life, then you are on your way to success. It doesn't just happen. Apart from these examples that I gave from the Bible, we can see others also talking about habits. For example, the Bible spoke about Joshua 1 verse 8, that this book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth. You shall meditate upon it day and night. Now, the phrase day and night there means that make a habit out of it. Make it a habit for you to be able to succeed. You have to make it a habit. Paul talks about the fact that even though our outer man perishes, our inner man is renewed day by day. That means that our inner man is going through a process, a renewal on a daily basis. We have made a habit out of it. So every time you are seeing these people that are successful, you are looking at Paul, he's talking about this, you are looking at Joshua, they are all talking about habits, things that they are supposed to do on a daily basis. In my other video, when I was talking about an entrepreneur, a successful entrepreneur, I spoke about Isaac. We see that in one of the stories of Isaac, when Rebekah was being brought to Isaac, the Bible says that Isaac was out in the field meditating. Isaac was out in the field meditating. That means that Isaac practiced meditation as part of his success habits. No wonder he became so powerful, he became so successful. The Bible says that the Philistines envied him. So if you see anybody becoming successful in life, behind the scenes, things that you are not seeing, the things that you may not know that they are doing on a consistent basis, is that they are into success habits, different types of success habits that has culminated into where the kind of success they have at the moment. Now, in order to end, before I end this particular session, I would like to give you a couple of success habits that I believe that you can engage in as a Christian entrepreneur to see success in your life. Now, we've spoken about prayer already. So we see that prayer is key. Every child of God, your consistency with prayer would give you the grace to be able to go for it. Because you see, there are things that you cannot see with your physical eye that only God knows. And so he can help you no matter what. So cultivate a consistent prayer life that will take you to the next level. We can also look at studying the word, which is also something that is key. It is very important. Now, adding to the word, read books, especially if you're an entrepreneur. The truth of the matter is that there are certain things that when you combine reading of the word with business books, leadership books, it can help you practicalize the things that you're learning from scriptures. So add that one as well. Another thing that we can look at also is your fasting life. life. If you are a child of God, fasting should become part of you. Now, when we talk about fasting, a lot of times people frown on it. The truth of the matter is that fasting has been taught in such a way that it is when you need something from God that you need to fast. But it shouldn't be so. The truth of the matter is that if you want your spirit man to be in charge of your life rather than your flesh, you have to have a consistent fasting life. The reason is that when you fast, you put your spirit man in charge rather than your flesh. So fasting mortifies the flesh and causes your spirit man to rise. And your spirit man is where the Spirit of God dwells. So if you make fasting a part of your life, you'll see yourself always being in charge of your life rather than your flesh dictating where you're supposed to go. And then you can add other things like eating well and exercising, because when you exercise, new hormones are released. Feel good hormones are released in your system, helping you to be, up and about and moving. It really helps you. And remember also that when you treat your body well, you'll be able to last longer in life. There are so many other things that you can look at and then see them as success habits that you can add to all the things that you're doing that will cause you to go forward in life. Now, in addition to all that I have said, look at your life, that the kind of things that you want to do as a person. Look at things that when you do them can help you to go forward, so that you'll be able to put them into your system, create a routine out of it, and out of that, you'll be able to be successful in life. I believe this has been of great help to you. Until I come your way again another time with a word from God that will change everything you are doing, remember that success is possible if only you know how. God bless you. Bye-bye.